Hello everybody and welcome to Airbrush Ways. Just a quick update video. I've been fairly busy, not a lot of airbrushing I must admit, but I've been busy with all kinds of other stuff. So I'd just like to give you a quick rundown of the stuff I've been doing, and if you like what I'm doing, if you've seen stuff that I've been doing that isn't airbrush related, you want me to do a video, then just leave a comment below the video and we'll try and sort something out for you one way or the other. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so you can see here, this is something that is ongoing at the moment. I sprayed this rifle stock a while back. This was the original colour, kind of a mustardy colour, and we've ended up with a walnut finish and a candy orange stripe down the top part. If you look at the thing itself, this is the stripe. This would sit inside there when this is being used. It's a cheap pad. But this thing, the guy got back onto me after I'd finished it. He'd had it about 6 months. Unfortunately, while he's been using it, there's been a little bit of damage on the side there, and he asked me if I could repair it. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing with this. What I'm going to do for you people that are airbrushing this kind excuse me, this kind of thing, there are little chips in the paintwork and the clear coat there, so I'm going to rub the whole thing down, which I have done up to now. There's a little bit of dust on it there. Where the little chips were, I'm actually rubbing them all the way down to the base, the original colour of the rifle, which is this. Once we've got all that rubbed down, I'll get this airbrush out and we'll patch in the base coat, and then we'll put in put the design back in of the wood. Obviously it's wood grain, so I can make this up and just do this how I want. If it was just plain light coloured there initially, I can put some dark stuff in. I'll blend that colour into there, and then when all that's done, and then I'm going to clear coat, 2-pack clear coat the whole thing again, and that'll repair that. And with the clear coat all over the rifle stock, then you won't see where I've patched the thing up, and we'll give it back to him then when it's finished. Okay, so that's just one of the things that I've been doing. We'll move on. So the next thing I've been doing, if you look at the photograph here, you can see it's part of my motorbike. So I took this photograph, as it says there, it's a Tracer 900 GT, a Yamaha, and I took this photograph with the intention of doing a mini painting of this particular portion of the bike. Now, just before we move on to the next thing that I've been doing, if you look at this side panel, which was a grey plastic panel, just bear that in mind, because when I show you the next thing I've been doing, you'll see the difference between this and the actual bike as it is now. So that's a photograph I've taken, and behind here is the mini painting that I've started. There is a long way to go yet, so we'll just bring you down to that. Excuse me, I've just kicked the camera. Okay, so you can see on here, this is going to be the side panel, the tank here and the air vent, the 2 seats at the back, and the side panel at the back. Different colour yet, but I'm not going to panic at this stage, because that's just the base colour to give me a nice light finish and a dark finish, and then I'll try and get the panel matched up best as I can as I go along. There's the gold forks to put in, the badge in the centre there, the name Tracer 900 GT, all the foot pegs and the rear wheel has got to go in there. So that's what I've been doing while you've not been around. So that's the second thing. Yeah, that's the second thing. I lose count after one, sorry. That's the second thing I've been doing, and we'll move on. Okay, so you can now see the Next thing I've been doing is, this was the grey plastic panel. I've not sprayed it. For the first time ever, I've actually vinyl wrapped this panel and the one on the other side. Also put a little vinyl wrap panel up here, but this is what I've done. Long time for me to do it. Anybody who's airbrushing who fancies doing vinyl wrapping, my advice is don't do it. Horrendous. It took me forever to get these two panels done. You can see the difference, the grey panel and the blue. I kind of like that blue on it. But the good thing about the wrapping, if I get fed up with it, if I don't like what I'm doing with it, I can just get the heat gun out and take the thing off and we're back to the grey. The only thing that's missing off there is the Tracer 900 GT, and I've already been onto Fleabay and got some replacement stickers. So if I want to, I can put those back on, or if I take the blue back off, I can always put them back on top of the grey. Okay, so that's the next thing I've been doing. Let's move on. So the next thing I've been doing is getting fishing tackle ready for when the river floods go down. As you can see here, I have some soft baits, small drop shots, hopefully for the pike and the perch, mainly the perch with these little lads. And then these Westin Blood Teas is the name of them. And these are little creature baits that we're going to put on the hook, and also little sticklebacks, all rubber lures. Hopefully we're going to use when the water starts to drop down a little bit, and we'll be drop shotting and jigging with those. And then if we go maybe onto some of the bigger baits that we're going to use. So there we've got single hook with a, I think that's a 5 gram lead shot for drop shotting. We'll be hopefully getting a few pike with them. Weedless hooks, that thing will make sure that it stays on the bottom that way up and that gets stuck into the rubber. And also in there we have a nice little floating bait from Westin. It's full of air, so it sits on the top and starts to drop in. Double hook at the back and nice little tail for action in the water. The last thing that I've got in here is the big guy, and this lad is for hopefully picking up some nice pike on the river. If you can see that, I've set that up with 2 trebles, and hopefully now that'll pick us up a couple of nice pike when we get out on the river. So that's what I've been up to later, hopefully. So we'll move on. So I just thought I'd stop for a second and show you our local river. This is a tiny river, almost the size that you could jump over at one stage, and it's flooded into all the fields. This is all normally grass that you can see here, and we've now got flooded fields. And if you look at the fence posts out in the water there, it shows you just how deep this water is. So that's how much flood we've got at the moment, and this is off the river that is probably not much more than 8 feet wide normally. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, and as you can see the boat there with the tarp on it. Yes, I've bought a boat, and I'm in the middle of repairing a bit at the back there, so that's why the tarp's on, to keep the water out. And I'm just going to take you inside now and show you what I've been up to. Okay, so we're in the back of the boat. Sorry for the low light and the shaky hands, because I'm trying to hold this as still as I can while I just talk to you. As you can see, I've actually had to replace the wooden joists on the floor were rotted, so those really dark pieces on the bottom of the boat, I replaced those, and then there's another one that runs underneath this piece of flooring. The hose pipe there connects under the back door where there's a drain hole for rainwater, so that now goes under the floor and down into the bilge, and then all the wood where the drawers and stuff were was rotted. So this place here has been new drawer fronts casing, and then I've spliced in 2 pieces of teak around the bottom of the door, and then the piece of teak across the bottom, so there's a plate gets screwed in across there in case I ever need to get underneath there. So that'll be done next. The wood's been cut out and stained. It needs another 3 or 4 coats, I would say, just to get it to the same consistency as this was the old drawer and drawer front. So once we've got those done, and then the extra stain on the back there, and then this is another drawer front. Excuse me while I just stand up and try and get some light in. So this is another drawer front, and the framework for the drawer has all been repaired. New wood front, and then the new wood panelling across here. So what happens is, once the floor's down, which is this ply, once this floor's been put back down, I need some new floor now for the very back, because that had all rotted. And then there are 2 movable chests that sit here where the tin of paint and stuff is, and there's no floor, so there's 2 chests that sit there, and that makes this then into a single bed. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. As you can see, been kind of busy. Okay, so I'm just going to test this out, and hopefully I'm pointing the camera in the right direction. A quick video of what I've been up to. Now, the reason why I've shown you all this on this Airbrush channel, if you'd like to see me diverse into videos about the boating, about repairing the boat, about the fishing tackle and the fishing and going off and doing some fishing, catching fish, if you'd like to see footage and video of me with the bike and out on the bike, then give me a shout. I'd like to kind of broaden the horizon a little bit, but unfortunately I can't do everything at once. So while I've been here for the last few weeks working on the boat, I've not done a great deal of airbrushing, but I could have been videoing what I've been doing on the boat. While I've been going off and doing a little bit of fishing in the marina here and stuff, I could have been videoing it. So if you'd like to see that kind of stuff and the stuff that I'm getting up to day to day, just entertainment stuff really, give me a shout. I may just put it all onto this Airbrush Ways channel, and you get to see all kinds of stuff that I'm up to. Okay, if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Share this post and let people know what I'm up to. It's all a bit of crack, it's all a bit of fun, and hopefully by the time the water goes down here and we get this repair done, we'll be able to also do a bit of videoing of going down the river in the boat, in the new boat, and doing a bit of fishing on the boat and stuff. Just let me know, okay? Thanks for watching. I'm Jack. Bye.